Welcome to our series of webinars designed to support the school annual yearbook program. Our goal will be to introduce participants to the functions of the program associated with beginning stages of the yearbook creation. Specifically, we will be reviewing logging in to the program, familiarization of the welcome screen, and page ladder. We'll also be looking at font selection, creating an image share account, transferring materials from the previous year's account to the current year's account, the importance of sending us your portrait CD provided to you by your school photographer. So let's get started. So after going to schoolannualonline.com, here you will see the user login screen. First, we want to choose the correct year. Next, we want to enter the job number, enter your username, and enter the password provided to you by your representative. For any reason that you forget your password, you can click here on Forgot Password, and a link will be sent to the email that was provided. After entering all that information in, click Let's Go. After logging in, you will be taken to your home page. Here on your home page, you will see different modules and a toolbar to take you to different locations. First, let's look at some of these modules here on the front page. First, we have the countdown module. This module will show you how much time is left before the submission date of your yearbook. Next module is total pages. Here you will see the total pages you have. The total will be in the middle of the circle here. Next, underneath it, you will see different statuses. In red, you're going to see the number of pages that have not been started. In yellow, you'll see the number of pages in progress. In green, you will see the number of pages completed. And in black, the number of pages submitted. The next module is the upcoming events. In this module, you can actually see what events that are coming up next. If you click on the module, here it will take you to the planner. You can actually plan out any upcoming events that you may need reminders of. To do this, simply click the plus sign. A window will open up here. Next, you're going to enter a name, what you want to call this, any reminder you may need, such as remember to send school photos in by a certain date. Make sure to hold a yearbook meeting for updates, whatever you may need. You can set a current date, tag it with a color to help you remember the importance of it, and write a quick description. So after you get all the information written out, you can hit add. Some items you may not be able to edit or remove, such as cover artwork is due by a certain date, deadline for the first few pages are due, or estimated shipping date. This one, if you need to change the time or the location, you can simply come over here and hit edit whatever you need to, hit save, and it's done. Now that we're back here on the front page, you can see where we set up our meeting is currently up top. Next, we have tagged images. In the middle of the circle, it will display the number of images that are currently untagged. At the bottom, you will see that a number out of the total number of images are currently tagged. Next is the image module. Here you will see where some images are currently located and how many total images that we have. Next, we're going to talk about adding staff. So here we're going to go over to plan. We're going to come down here to staff, and here we can see our primary advisor, and we can also add staff. If we go up to add staff here in the upper right hand corner, at this screen we can enter the first name and last name of the staff member. For the username, we typically use the first initial and last name of the staff member. Next, we enter the password. It must contain 10 characters, including one uppercase letter and one number. Email is optional. Next is the roles. If you want the student to be assigned to a staff member, you can click staff member here. A staff member can edit the pages and uploaded images. An editor and business manager can do slightly more within the program, with the advisor having total control. It is advised that you assign the students to staff. Next, we're going to familiarize ourselves with the page ladder. There are a couple of ways of getting to the page ladder. First, you can click Plan, and then Page Ladder. You can go to Create, and then Page Ladder. Or you can go to these three little dots here on Total Pages, click there, and go to View Page Ladder. Here on the page ladder, there are several different things we're going to talk about. First, we're going to talk about the color key. Here on the left, you will see the status colors. Red, not started, yellow, in progress, green, complete, and black, submitted. These are the same colors you saw on the page module and the home screen. Now, these colors right here correspond to the sides of the pages right here in your page ladder. As you can see, some of them are currently yellow, which means they are currently in progress. If these were in red, they would be not started, or if they were in black, these pages would be submitted. Next, we're going to talk about this teal box. The first one says load last year's description and sections. What this will do is load any section we may have had, such as staff or 5th grade or senior pages. Any description such as candid photos, senior baby pictures, or field trips, whatever description you gave that page from last year. So if we click this, it will give us a pop-up here. It says, are you sure you want to? This will delete all your current. Anything that you've currently done in this section right here, it will bring last year's to this year. So if we hit load, what will happen is everything from last year is now pushed forward to this year. The message will change from load last year to clear descriptions and sections. This is if you want to clear it or want to start over from scratch. Next, you will have load last year's page designs. If you have pages that designs that you've used from year to year to year, you can click this button here and you can load last year's designs to this current year. Now, as the advisor, you may want to assign pages to certain staff members for them to complete. You can easily do that by simply coming down here to where it says staff, and if you click on to the right of it, you will see that a current staff member is already there. Usually they will start off with both being unassigned. You can click this down arrow and assign it to a staff member. We suggest that you assign both the left and right page to the same person. This will prevent any save errors or save conflicts. Once a person saves something on the page, they take ownership of that page. Next, we have 5 filters right here that you can sort in order to look at different parts of your page ladder. Beginning with all staff, if you want to look and see this staff member and all the work that they have done and the current pages they have been assigned to, they tell you that they are completed with their work, you can actually sort it by them and take a look at their pages. It is highly recommended that you reset this back to all staff or all whatever you changed it to. This way you can see the rest of the page ladder. Anytime you log in and you go to your page ladder and nothing is there, please check over here to see if one of these 5 boxes has not been changed. Change them back to where they say all in front of them and your page ladder should return. Once you have made all these changes here, please come up to here and hit save all. Once you have saved it, every change that you have made on the descriptions, the sections, or assigning staff will be saved. If you do not, that information will be lost. Next, we're going to be talking about the 2 types of prints you can do. First up, you can do print all. When you do, it will take you to a screen like this where it will generate a PDF and you can print off the pages in your book. Next, you can print the page ladder. Here you will see that the page ladder is printed out. Here at the bottom, you will see special notes. This is perfect for when you have staff meetings or any yearbook meetings, and you can go over any changes or make notes into any changes that might be made during that meeting. Next, we're going to talk about transferring materials from last year's book to this current year. Now, if you have login information from last year, either from your previous advisor there at the school, or you can call into your rep and get last year's information. You can transfer photos or other images from other folders into the current year. So after logging into last year's book, we can go up to Create Image Library. After navigating to the image library, we can go to the folder that we want to move forward. We can go to Activities, click on the folder we want, go up here to this button right here, this little arrow on a folder, it says 2023. After clicking on it, you're going to see this folder now has an arrow pointing to the right. This tells us that this folder has been pushed to the 2023 book. Once we have the images that we want, we can log out of this one and log back into our current year. Now that we're back in our current year, we can come up to Create Image Library. Once we navigate back to our image library, we can come to My 2022 Images. Click this down arrow right here, and here we have folders from the previous year that have been pushed forward. Now, To get these files to where we need them, we can simply come up to Portrait or down to Activity. In this case, we want to move this staff folder to here. So what we can do is click on Portrait, click on the Add subsection. We're going to give this subsection a name, and I'm going to name it just like the folder from the 2022 category. After we give it a name, we click OK, and we can see our new folder is right here. To get images into this new folder, we're going to come down to this folder right here in My 2022 Images. We're going to click on the first one, holding the Shift key. We're going to click on the last one. You can see all of them are highlighted. We're going to click and hold. We're going to drag it to the folder here, and you can see we can move it because it says copy right next to it. We'll let go of the left mouse button. Then once we click onto it, we can see that some of the images have begun to transfer over. Usually will take a minute or two to get the images moved, but once they are moved, they will be here in this folder right here. If you do not see the numbers right here, all you have to do is refresh your page and you will see the numbers right there. And you will see that the current photos from that folder are still there. All we did was copy them over to this new folder. Next, we're going to talk about fonts. So we're going to come up here to Plan. We're going to come down to Fonts. Here you can select different fonts for your yearbook or for your ads. You can also select the same font for both. To do that, you can simply click on the font that you want to look at. A preview will be here on the right. If it's a font that you like or you think will fit your yearbook, you can click this button right here and activate it. If it's a font that you want available for the ads, you can also activate that as well. For any fonts that you do not want, simply click the activate button to inactivate that font. Next, we're going to set up your image share. So we're going to come up here to Plan, Replay It. So here at the Replay It private photo submission, we're going to set this up by first, we're going to select this box right here. This tells us that we want to set up a site for the parents or guardians or teachers, other staff members to upload images for the yearbook. Once this is checked, we're going to come down here and enter a starting date. We're going to enter a date according to this example right here on the right. So we're going to give it this year's date. We want the people to start submitting maybe at the end of the month. So since this current month is a single digit, we're going to have to add a 0 in front of it, followed by the month. If the day is a single digit, we would have to add a 0 in front of it, followed by the digit. The turn-off date, we usually suggest a few weeks before the book is due, so this way it gives you time to sort through any other images and to put them in the book. So we're going to set ours for April. So again, we need the year first. Now the maximum number of images, we can leave that alone as you will be taking images out as they're being submitted. Next, we want to click this box here to enable our site. For you, once we hit save, a link will appear right above the Replay It private photo submission flyer. This link right here will take you to where you can submit your photos by simply clicking choose files, and then you can upload your images from there. You can also print off a Replay It private photo submission flyer. This PDF right here, you can enter the login ID. That is this long number right here. You can simply highlight it, right click, copy, come back to the file right here, highlight the login ID, right click, paste, and the numbers right there. Here you can enter the last day to submit photos. Once that information is entered, you can print this off and you can pass it out to students. Here is where parents or guardians will log into and they will enter this code right here. Lastly, we're going to talk about sending us your class portraits to be uploaded. So what we do is when we get those in, we upload them according to how you want them uploaded, either by teacher, by grade, classroom, homeroom, and they will be right here in your image library. In this case, this person wanted the teacher followed by their grade. This is a great idea if you have two teachers of the same name. Why this is beneficial is when we upload them with the student's picture and their name already tagged to it. If you want to upload the images and tag the students yourself, you're more than welcome to. This eliminates one thing you have to do by yourself. And for schools with more than 100 or so kids, sending us your information be uploaded is more beneficial and in some cases quicker. I want to thank you for joining us today, hopefully by sharing these examples in the areas of logging in, the welcome page, page ladder, fonts, image share. Creating your book will look less of a challenge and you can avoid some of the pitfalls that accompany any computer software. Transferring materials from last year's site and sending us your CDs should pay off in some time saving down the road as well. Feel free to listen to our other webinars. And again, thank you for joining us.